In the darkest moments of Hurricane Milton, when nature's fury seemed unstoppable, incredible stories of survival and rescue emerged. Today, we bring you 3 extraordinary rescue stories that show the incredible bond between humans and animals, and the heroic efforts made to save our 4-legged friends during one of Florida's most devastating storms. The howling winds of Hurricane Milton tear through the streets of coastal Florida, but above the storm's roar, rescuers hear something that stops them in their tracks: the desperate barking of a dog. This officer was on his way to work when he heard a dog barking. After stopping, he realized that the dog wasn't moving from his spot, so he decided to check on him. When the officer got closer, the view could make you burst into tears. Through the sheets of rain, he spots a terrifying sight: a pit bull mix tied to a metal fence, struggling to keep his head above the rising floodwaters. The poor dog is soaked to the bone, his fur matted against his trembling body as he fights against both his restraints and the merciless storm. Who knows how long this poor soul has been fighting with the storm? This storm was the worst that humans couldn't even bear, and this dog was in an open area tied to a fence, stuck and alone. It couldn't have been worse. The water is already reaching his chest, and time is running out. Police tried to go closer, but the dog was frightened due to the storm and continuously barked at him, seeing him as a threat. The dog wants to be rescued, but doesn't know what to do. 2 rescue workers wearing bright yellow raincoats carefully wade through the dangerous floodwaters, fighting against the current with every step. Will the poor dog let them help? The dog's eyes are wide with fear, but as the rescuers approach, his tail gives a slight wag of hope. One rescuer holds a flashlight steady, while the other works to free the dog from his bonds. The rope is pulled tight, soaked and swollen from the rain, making it even harder to untie. Finally, with careful hands and a sharp knife, they cut through the rope. The moment he's freed, the dog practically leaps into his rescuer's arms. Understanding that these strangers are here to help, they quickly secure him with a proper lead and begin the treacherous journey back to their rescue vehicle. The dog, later named Storm, shivers in the back of the rescue truck as they towel him dry. Despite his ordeal, he shows nothing but gratitude, licking the hands of his saviors and pressing close to them for warmth and comfort. A quick check by the rescue team reveals no serious injuries, just a scared, cold dog who was given a second chance at life. But this story takes an unexpected turn. The investigation into who could commit such a cruel act led authorities to 23-year-old Giovanni Aldama Garcia. When questioned, he admitted to abandoning Jumbo, claiming he couldn't find anyone to care for the dog when he decided to leave Florida due to the approaching hurricane. In a shocking display of callousness, Aldama Garcia later appeared at the animal shelter, attempting to reclaim the dog he had left to die. However, faced with the evidence of his actions and the potential legal consequences, he surrendered all rights to the dog. The state government's highway safety body confirmed his arrest, and he now faces serious charges of animal cruelty, a crime that could result in up to 5 years behind bars. As for the resilient dog, now safe and dry at the shelter, this nightmare has turned into a story of hope. No longer Jumbo, he's been given a new name to match his new beginning. The shelter reports that he's recovering well and is surrounded by caring staff who will ensure his next home will be filled with the love and dedication this brave survivor deserves. In the devastating aftermath of Hurricane Milton, the Spanish Lakes Country Club Village in Fort Pierce, Florida, lies in ruins. CBS News reporter Morgan Reiner and her crew are documenting the destruction when something extraordinary happens, a sound that would lead to a miraculous discovery. It's early Thursday morning, just before their 7:30 a.m. live broadcast, when photographer Brian Shanahan hears it. A distant bark barking coming from deep within the debris. Without hesitation, the news crew abandons their planned live shot. Some stories simply can't wait, and this is one of them. Through the twisted metal and splintered wood of what was once someone's home, rescuers carefully make their way toward the sound. The barking grows louder, more desperate. Then, in a moment that seems almost miraculous, a small Shih Tzu emerges from the wreckage, carried safely in a rescuer's arms. This is Benji, a tiny survivor with a heartbreaking story. As neighbors gather around, the full picture becomes clear. Benji had run away from his home during the storm, only to be found in the ruins of the house next door. But the joy of his rescue is tinged with profound sadness. His elderly owners, residents of this retirement community, didn't survive the storm's fury. While Morgan Reiner was preparing, one of the members appeared from the house's debris, holding something. When he came near, he was holding a cute little dog in his arms. Seeing this cute pup, Morgan left her report and moved eagerly towards the man and the dog. Morgan Reiner, the CBS Miami reporter, takes immediate action. Going well beyond her role as a journalist, she cradles the frightened pup in her lap, providing comfort and safety. Benji, despite his ordeal, responds with gentle affection, perhaps understanding that he's finally safe. The small dog, covered in debris but relatively unharmed, becomes a symbol of both hope and heartbreak in this devastated community. While the Spanish Lakes Country Club village mourns the loss of at least 4 residents to the tornado that accompanied Hurricane Milton, Benji's survival offers a glimmer of light in the darkness. As Morgan shares updates on her social media, Benji snuggles safely in her care. The community rallies around this small survivor, working to determine if he has any remaining family members who could take him in. If not, the focus will shift to finding him a new loving home, a task that many have already volunteered to help with. The rain hasn't stopped, and the floodwaters are still rising when the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office receives an urgent call. A family is trapped in their home, water creeping higher by the minute, and they need immediate evacuation, including their beloved dogs. Body camera footage shows deputies arriving at the scene, their vehicles pushing through deep water that's already claimed most of the street. The family stands on their porch, clutching garbage bags filled with whatever possessions they could save. But most precious to them are their 2 dogs, who stay close to their owners, clearly sensing the danger around them. The deputies waste no time. They bring forward their Sherp, a massive amphibious vehicle designed exactly for these treacherous conditions. The water is now lapping at the porch steps, making every second count. One by one, the deputies help family members wade through the water and climb aboard the vehicle. But how will they get the dogs out? Then comes the most challenging part, rescuing the dogs. The larger dog, a German Shepherd mix, is nervous about leaving the porch. The floodwater's current is strong, and the unfamiliar vehicle looks intimidating. With patience and gentle coaxing from deputies and owners, they lift him safely aboard. The dog terrier trembles in his owner's arms, but remains calm as they are helped into the Sherp. The deputies work efficiently, ensuring both humans and animals are secured safely inside. As they pull away from the house, the water has already reached the porch level. They got out just in time. The rescue vehicle pushes through the flooded streets. Its massive tires and amphibious design make it possible to navigate what has become more like a lake than a neighborhood. Inside, the family holds their pets close, grateful to be together and safe, thanks to the quick action of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputies. As Florida rebuilds, these rescued animals have found new beginnings. Storm has been placed in a loving foster home. Benji continues to receive care while authorities search for his family, and the dogs rescued with their family are safe in temporary housing, their family unit kept intact thanks to the quick thinking and bravery of local law enforcement. Remember, in times of natural disasters, have a plan ready for your pets. They are family too, and as these stories show, their lives are just as precious and worth saving. Don't wait until it's too late. Include your pets in your emergency preparations and never leave them behind.